An investigation by the Police Force's Office of Professional Responsibility into Sergeant Dion Bascom for the breach of the Force's Code of Conduct is completed and is now before the Director of Public Prosecutions, according to the Police Commissioner acting Clifton Hicken. Sergeant Bascom, a detective in the force, made several sweeping allegations of attempts by senior police officers to derail the investigation into the March 2021 murder of biker Ricardo Fagundes.
Mr. Commissioner, going back to Mr. Bascom and this entire situation now, and I'm coming back to why the need to come before the media. There was an accident recently where someone was hit down, a fatal accident involving a particular member of a particular family. And we saw the police force rush to put out video surveillance. Now again, there's that particular family being named in this. And we see the police force for the first time in about 3 years, by my count, coming before the media to deal with this situation. Is the police force being forced to come out and defend some of these cases because of its particular cozy relationship with some members of the business community?
Gordon, I'm not going to speak for previous commissioners.
These all happened after February.
No, you don't need to. You're my friend, and I won't change, Gordon. Come on, I'm not like that.
We had a press conference.
But outside of the press conference that we had, we didn't rush the press conference. You're a journalist. You know when this incident occurred. Today is Wednesday, and so rush means 24 hours after. We didn't rush anything. Gordon, that's a sergeant, and the influence that can be had from the general populace is that this man is a sergeant and he must know what he's saying. And it's important for us as we go forward to regain that trust based on perception out there. And this is necessary. I was saying at the helm of the force, I'm transforming this force into a more contemporary police force where we open and we can deal with members of the public one-on-one. And so there is no rush or there is no influence over this. This is generally, and you know me, this is generally my style of policing. And this will continue to prevail. I made a press statement that Bascom going to the media and using these profanities publicly, other than the allegations that were made against senior ranks, that is unbecoming as a police. There's a process, disciplinary process, to deal with such a behavior. And so, for that process to commence, we await the findings or the legal advice of the DPP. But I can tell you, there's a process that must be followed before any police rank can be dismissed from the force. And so it has nothing to do with my perception, or it has nothing to do with what I feel. If the process is followed and he's not found guilty, so shall it be. If the process is followed and he's guilty, so shall it be, Gordon.
Hicken said too that it is unfortunate that Sergeant Bascom's unfounded allegations have publicly involved senior members of the Guyana Police Force and other persons. Bascom in his claims implicated businessman Azuddin Mohammed and bodyguard Mark Richmond in the murder of Fagundes.
Mr. Bascom's claims are absurd, ridiculous, and at the same time hilarious. I've had colleagues from other Caribbean territories who called me and asked me to borrow that device that we have, whereby you can go to a scene, a crime scene, and input the number for a suspect, and automatically the number comes up. Let me state clearly that the Guyana Police Force does not have any device to identify criminals at the crime scene, as was falsely peddled by Bascom. For the Guyana Police Force technical officer, we have one technical officer, has denied these claims by Bascom, as he maintains that Bascom was never at the crime scene with him. Therefore, Bascom is not being honest, once again, in this regard, and is manufacturing false or concocted information out of malice.
Since the allegations have been made, Mohammed, Richmond and Caesar, through the law firm Punai & Punai, denied the claims made by the policeman. They have also threatened to file multi-million-dollar lawsuits if Bascom does not apologize within 7 days, and that he should say that his claims are false.